Plus UK.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's going to bring all the camera equipment and microphone, and he'll do all the interviews and stuff like that. And you can obviously record the actual scrum. We'll upload that to YouTube later on.
Good morning, Troy. Good.
Are we allowed in yet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Just doing. We're just doing some of the sports.
Chamatkar Sandhu reporting for MMA Plus here at a special UFC media event promoting UFC Fight Night London, and I'm alongside Jimi Manuwa, who's going to be fighting in the main event versus Alexander Gustafsson. So Jimmy, first of all, Happy New Year, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Good. So Jimmy, last time we spoke was about a month ago, and it was just before the Christmas and New Year period. And I asked you how you thought the Christmas and New Year period would go in terms of being a holiday period and being able to get sparring partners. How has that period been for you so far in the early part of your camp?
It's been great. We've been carried on training through Christmas and the New Year. Actually went for the road run on New Year's Day and New Year's Eve, and working hard.
Good. Is this the first time that you've actually been kind of in close proximity to Alex, or have you actually been in front of him before?
No, we've talked, we've met a few times and everything, and it's not a problem. I like the kids, so yeah, it's alright.
Okay. Who have you actually brought in this camp to kind of emulate his size and reach?
I don't really want to say, but I've had good sparring partners and everything, and I'll continue to have good sparring partners.
Okay. Daniel Cormier last week said in an interview that there might be the possibility of you going over there and training with him. He mentioned that some of his kind of management team were a little bit maybe opposed to the idea just because you might have to fight each other in the division. Is there any latest on that in terms of whether you will be going out there to train with him at all in this camp?
I'm not sure, we haven't decided yet on that, so we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks.
One of the other things that we spoke about back in December was the mental aspect of the game and doing a lot more media. How have you kind of come to grips with doing a lot more media and more interviews leading up to this, your first main event fight with the UFC?
Yeah, it's not a problem. Takes a lot. It just takes time and everything, but it's not a problem. We have to do it anyway, so it's not a problem.
Sure. One of the things leading up to the announcement of this fight was the fact that since the announcement was made, Gustafsson vs Jones last year has been nominated and voted as the fight of the year, and everyone was clamouring for a rematch straight away. And the talk behind the scenes is that if Gustafsson wins this fight, he'll get his rematch with John Jones. But I'm more interested in how you feel, because you obviously think you're going to win. So considering he's the #1 contender, would you say that if you beat Gustafsson on March 8th, that makes you the #1 contender for a title shot versus John Jones?
I don't know. On paper, I don't know, because I'm not ranked in the top 10 or nothing. But at the end of the day, I expect to beat him and that. So it'll be up to my management and Dana White and Lorenzo and Joe Silva, who I fight next after.
Okay. But on March 8th, when and if you win, would you like a title shot straight away? Is that something that you would personally want to have straight away, or do you think you still need maybe 1 or 2 fights before a title shot?
No, I'm ready to fight the best in the world, and I'm fighting the best in the world in Alex. Now he's ranked #2, so I'm ready for whoever. Now's my time.
Have you thought about what it's going to be like walking out at the O2 Arena in London on March 8th, in your hometown, with obviously the majority of fans, supporting you from a London base?
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think it's going to be better than my last fight in Manchester, which the crowd was really loud and that. But it's going to be in London, and there's a lot of hype for the fight and that. So yeah, it's going to be great.
Have you had a lot of friends and family asking for tickets?
A lot. and strangers. Sure, yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that now that you're in the main event of a UFC card, that you're actually seeing a lot of people coming out of the woodwork and kind of asking for favours and things like that?
No, not really. I think there's a lot of people coming out of woodwork and that, not necessarily asking for favours or nothing, but a lot of people wishing me good luck and seeing how training's going and everything. So yeah, it's great.
Do you think the fact that the last 3 UFC fights have kind of finished in really kind of unusual circumstances plays in your favour or plays against you at all?
I don't know. To me, I know I was going to finish the fights and everything. I know I was going to win the fights and that. So I think it's disheartening for the fans and that not to see a finish and that. But a win's a win for me, and I'm happy.
Okay. And finally, give us a prediction. It's March 8th. It's Saturday night. You've got the O2 Arena completely packed, screaming Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy. How does that fight finish for you?
Second round, third round stoppage.
Wow. There we have it. Jimi Manuwa predicting a second or third round finish against Alexander Gustafsson. Jimmy, thank you very much for your time. Cheers. Chamatkar Sandhu reporting for MMA Plus at a special media event here in London at Gymbox, promoting UFC Fight Night London. And I'm now joined with Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson, who will be fighting Jimi Manuwa in the main event of that fight card. So first of all, Alex, first time I'm interviewing you, very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, and more importantly, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
How old did you turn this week?
27.
27 years young, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So how's it been? I asked Jimmy the same question, I'm asking you now as well. Has it been difficult over the Christmas and New Year, and obviously now the birthday period for you, to find sparring partners, to get the training in, and kind of just that kind of holiday period?
Well, yeah, it's not the best time now to find sparring partners. But we have a great team. We always train no matter what holiday it is. There's always people there to train with, so it's all good.
Okay. Well, I want to go back a little bit. Since the fight versus John Jones, how has your life changed? Because now, since that fight, it's been voted the fight of the year for 2013. So can you just talk a bit about how your life has changed since that main event fight in Toronto?
Well, my life looks different now. It's much more publicity, much more media, more fans recognize me, and I think I'm very happy for that. And I'm feeling very comfortable in my position right now and where I'm at in my career. So I'm very excited.
Do you enjoy that, the more media attention?
Absolutely. I think it comes with the job, and I think I'm enjoying every second of it.
And now, something that happened after the fight was this big campaign to be on the cover of the EA Sports UFC game, which you obviously won. Was it surprising for you to have gone through all the different rounds and go all the way to win, or was that something that you were expecting given your fan base?
Well, no, I didn't expect to go that far to the cover. So yeah, it was unbelievable. I think it's great. It's fantastic to see that many fans voting for me, and it's a great motivation. It's a great feedback for me, and yeah, I'm very excited. It's cool to be in the game.
I don't know if you're aware of this. I was speaking to somebody at EA earlier on today, and they said that from the entire base of fans that voted for the cover, 40% of the fans were based in Europe. So how does that make you feel that the majority of fans that maybe were voting for you were actually based in Europe?
Well, it's great to hear. It's great to hear. I think it's cool to see that that many fans know who I am and what's voting for me and all that. So it means everything. Fans mean everything to a fighter, and so it's great to see.
Okay. All right. Well, now let's turn to the fight. You're fighting Jimi Manuwa. Now he's ranked outside of the top 10. So have you had any backlash from any of the fans or the media, considering you're the #1 contender at the moment, or you're ranked #1, and your next opponent is actually someone that's ranked outside of the top 10 at all?
No, not really. I haven't heard anything about that. I think, first of all, it's a great fight. I'm very excited for this fight. We're both Europeans, so we know each other, and I think he's a great guy and a great fighter. He's a very dangerous fighter. He's unbeaten. He believes in himself. He's very hungry. So yeah, I'm very excited.
His last 3 fights have ended in quite unusual circumstances. How does that make you feel, that the fact that you haven't actually seen how he has potentially finished a fight and there's been a doctor stoppage or an injury? How do you think you've actually gotten to see the real Jimi Manuwa in the UFC yet?
Well, no, I think he has much more than what I've been seeing. I know he's very skilled in every discipline, and I think wherever the fight will end up, he will have skills. So I'm preparing for the best Jimi, and I think it's going to come out 8th of March. But very well prepared, and so I need to do my homework very well, and I have to I'm going to make sure to be ready 8th of March. I'm very excited for this fight.
Speaking of being ready, how much of your time for this camp so far and what you've got planned in the next 8 weeks or so is split up with being in Europe and being in the States?
I'm going to stay home in Stockholm for this camp. My head coach, Chamatkar, has steady contact with Eric at Team Alliance, so they're with me too in one way. But I'm going to stay home because I'm fighting in London, and we're going to we're bringing home sparring partners and stuff. So that's how it goes this camp.
Can you speak of who you're going to bring in to spar with?
Well, we have a lot of European guys coming in, Finnish guys, Polish guys, some Dutch guys coming in, good strikers. So.
Okay. Daniel Cormier, in an interview last week, said that there's potential talk of Jimi Manuwa coming out to train with him. His management seemed a little bit against it because obviously it's another fight from the same division. But Daniel Cormier said that if he can help Jimi in any way in defeating you, that would be a quicker route for him to get a title shot if he was to beat Rashad Evans. What do you make of this?
Well, good for him. I don't know. It's good for him. It's all about believing what you do and train good. There's no shortcuts. It's always the hard way, and that's the way I will always go. So I'll be more than ready.
Okay. Now let's turn attention to the actual fight night itself. You're coming into an arena where the main event guy is from London. Have you been mentally preparing at all for the kind of reaction that you might receive in the O2 Arena at all?
No, not really. I have scenarios like in my head, but I've been fighting in that arena before. I see London as my second home fighting in, because it's so close, and I know I will have a lot of fans coming over. I know I have a lot of fans here, so I'm looking forward to the fight, and I think it's going to be a great evening.
Okay. I just asked Jimi how he feels the fight's going to finish, and he says second or third round stoppage. And I'll ask you the same question. March 8th, it's Saturday night. How does the fight finish in the main event?
It will be a finish, for sure. I don't know what round, but it will be a finish.
Okay. And quickly, this is now your third 5-round main event, or is it your fourth 5-round main event that you're competing in?
This is my second.
Second? So the Jones fight was your first. Okay, I thought the Shogun fight was a 5-round main event. The 3-round main event. Okay. Considering the John Jones fight was the first time that you've actually been the full 5 rounds, have you done anything since then to kind of make sure that your conditioning is really on point for a 5-round fight?
Oh yeah. I'm training. I'm doing my homework at home. I got a really great team around me. They know what they're doing, and so I'll be more than ready for 5 rounds.
Okay.
But it's not going to be a 5-round. I will be ready for 5 rounds.
All right, it's not going to be a 5-rounder. Okay, well, Alex, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck during fight camp, and we'll see you on Fight Week for UFC Fight Night London. Thank you very much. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you very much.
MMA royalty?
Yeah.